Now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, bankruptcy law, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, and our number one goals remain the same. We're going to educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage you to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
We want you to save our hotline number in your phone because at some point you're going to need it. Maybe a loved one might need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. ConsumerQB.com as well. That's our website, ConsumerQB.com. You'll find a lot of information available for you at our website. There's links to all of our 80-plus show partners, expert contributors that we bring on the show, we interview, and we talk about things happening in Tampa Bay. We talk about current events, changes in law. A lot of times we're catching the law as it's changing, and we're helping you win in any marketplace. We'd love to engage with you, ConsumerQB.com. You could submit the form there at our website, and the form's going to come directly to myself and our team. We're going to make sure we get right back to you before our head hits the pillow. Now, this is Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Attorney Shawn Yesner back on the show. Real estate and bankruptcy law, YesnerLaw.com. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. So last Thursday, Friday, I was at a continuing legal education seminar, all on the exciting topic of bankruptcy. But what I thought I'd bring to all of us today are all the stuff that we talked about, all the little tiny tweaks that are being made to bankruptcy laws.
Yeah, interesting. Kind of bringing it up to date here, what's happening with current events and changes in law. That's what I love about the ability to be a broadcaster and be a part of the media is we're changing lives. We're helping people understand things as they move because it's very fluid in a lot of parts of real estate and finance and business. And William Crowley also in the house, a.k.a. the Credit Magician in the house. Welcome in.
Hey, good to be back. It's the new year. We're going to get people started on the right foot. Make sure they understand these laws that protect them, specifically the consumer laws. You have to be familiar with these consumer laws. This is what's going to make things happen for us.
That's right. That's right. And we always start the show off with a little bit of personal development. As you know, I'm a published author, professional speaker. We'd love to talk to your organization or club. We've got a lot of different keynotes that we can deliver to any group or organization. So today we're talking about the power of focus in our 2-minute drill. Got that audible there from Peyton Manning helping us with the 2-minute drill. So the power of focus is something that we talk about. It's where your focus goes, your energy is going to flow. And so many times today we see distractions, things getting in the way of that. Maybe it's a Netflix binge that you go on versus focusing on things that are going to be goal achieving. So a lot of people focus on tension relieving versus goal achieving. Where are you investing your time? What are you allowing to influence you? There's a lot of great podcasts out there, ways that you can understand more about your line of work. You can grow your intelligence, you can grow your skills, and you can grow your marketability as an employee or even a business owner. You're always wanting to be upgrading and looking at the best way. So the power of focus has the ability, when you focus as a kid and you have the magnifying glass, you're focusing the sun's rays and you're able to start a fire on wood or paper. When you're focusing on a camera, you're able to take that perfect shot from up to 150 yards away if you're a photographer. So the focus that you bring to your business, to your lifestyle every day, that's going to help you win. It's going to help you achieve more. And focusing on those tasks that we've all heard of priorities, right? There's also posteriorities where you don't want to, items that you don't want to focus on. So you're going to itemize those things and understand and recognize when you're falling into that trap of wasting time, those time wasters where you're watching a YouTube video after YouTube video and you're kind of down in that channel. So there's your 2-minute drill. Stay focused, stay aggressive in your marketing, and reach out to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'd love to help you with that. So let's jump right into this great content. Let's go ahead and plug our sponsor, actually, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's the first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. And what you've got is Spanish ancestry with cool Mediterranean attitude. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace. You've got the Castile restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You've got the 360 rooftop lounge with beautiful views overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. It's a great place to stay, and let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 20% off of your room stay over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show and Platinum MVP Realty. All right, let's jump right into it. So, Shawn Yesner, you're helping educate some of our listeners and enlighten our listeners, longtime friend of the program, and you're enlightening in the areas that a lot of times cause so much negativity in people's lives. It causes divorces, and it's the area of finance, the bankruptcy law that you can help educate on. It's an ever-changing place, so we appreciate you coming in and kind of sharing some of the updates.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, I think almost every profession has some continuing education requirements, as do attorneys. We have to have 30, I think it's now 35 hours every 3 years, and 5 of those hours have to be technology, and 5 of those hours have to be ethics, and whatever. Yes, we do have to have ethical training as an attorney. I saw both of you about to make comments about it. We do need some ethical training. Man. So, last Thursday, Friday, I was at a continuing education seminar on the subject of bankruptcy, and so that's what I thought I'd bring to you all today. There was an entire session just on the topic of student loans.
Wow.
Student loans has become a huge issue, and probably, I think, one of the next waves coming in terms of whether people can pay, should pay, able to pay. There are a ton of programs out there that can help if someone's in trouble with student loan debt. There's repayment plans. There's income-based repayment plans. There's repayment plans where people can go work in a specific area of town, a specific area of the country, and they can get some of their loans forgiven if they put in a certain amount of time in those areas. There's programs where people can pay based on their ability to pay, so the student loan payment isn't necessarily tied to anything other than their income, their revenue, and then after a certain period of time, that balance is waived. But Congress has picked up the ball, and there is some pending legislation now that may make student loans dischargeable. I think it's private student loans, not yet the government-backed stuff, but the private student loans. There is legislation being kicked around that kind of stuff may be dischargeable, assuming it passes both the House and the Senate. There's also been a lot of inroads in terms of people that get loans, what they believe to be student loans, but the loans are not necessarily for an educational benefit, or the loans are to a private school that may not be accredited, or that may have falsified its credentials or falsified some of that stuff. So there's now a lot of litigation and a lot of inroads being made into those types of cases, and judges are starting to rule that those types of debts are dischargeable. Yeah, because they're not tied to education. They're tied to a fraudulent inducement by the school that says, hey, come here to our school, but they're not. That school really isn't licensed.
Some of the Caribbean schools, maybe.
Right, the Caribbean schools. There were some other schools in other areas of the country. And so there's a lot of inroads into making those types of debts dischargeable. So, again, student loans is starting to become a really big issue, and it bears itself out in the topics that people are teaching us.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an area that, when you think about finances, you think about the divorce rate now over 50%. We bring on attorney Joe Kearns. He's our divorce attorney here, family law attorney associated with the show. He does a great job. So you think about the ability to restructure. It's kind of like hitting Control-Alt-Delete on your computer and say, hey, I need to reset. I need to start over. As a kid, you're playing, you're running around the playground. I need a timeout. You can take a timeout. You can sit down with attorney Shawn Yesner and find out what is the best plan for you when it comes to a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcies, Chapter 13s, the repayment types plans. You've got the 7s where you can eliminate a lot of the debt. So what else did you learn there, Shawn?
Well, I did hear that was it Senator Orrin Hatch has introduced a technical correction, is what they call it, basically an amendment to a pending bill that would bring back the Mortgage Debt Relief Act through the end of 2018. So basically what that is,
would help.
Yeah, people that have done short sales in 2017, or people that need to do a short sale in 2018, or if they lost their house in foreclosure, the Mortgage Debt Relief Act says if it's your primary residence and if the loan was used to buy or make improvements to the house, you would not be taxed. So when you do the short sale, the bank waives the debt.
Mm-hmm.
The government, the IRS, pops up and says, well, if the debt is waived, you got a benefit because you don't
Right.
have to pay that money back. You can put it in your own pocket. So the Mortgage Debt Relief Act said you met those two conditions and two other conditions that pretty much everybody else meets. And then that income, that forgiveness of debt income, that phantom income is not taxed. That law went away December 31, 2016, but Senator Hatch has introduced legislation that will bring it back through the end of 2018. Now, again, as of today's show, it's not law yet. But we're at least moving in that direction.
Well, good for Senator Hatch, because that's a great idea. I think a lot of times it's all about timing. Life in general, business, finance. You're buying stocks. Everything in life is about timing. So for those folks that were doing a loan mod, maybe they did it too early, and the bubble was still kind of coming down. They're stuck in a position of negative equity. So now you've got this negative equity, and you may have already done a loan modification, but who knew that it was going to continue to go down? And then especially if you're in a condo, let's say for a condo, a lot of people are weary of buying into those condos because the HOA's fees can sometimes go up. There's more risk. So when you look at the ability to, so Senator Hatch says, let's maybe bring this back into 2018 to be able to write off that phantom income from the IRS, that debt. I'm all for that. I would say definitely call your senators and congressmen and let them know that you're for that as well. And that's the Mortgage Debt Relief Act being hopefully extended till 2018. If you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here. We're talking with Shawn Yesner, attorney Shawn Yesner. He's also a podcaster, has a very popular podcast, the Crushing Debt podcast as well. And also coming up in the show, we've got William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, here in the house. He's going to talk a little bit about the credit side of how you can clean up. And a lot of times you can get within a very short period of time, you're able to clean up the credit and come into a nice credit overall, rebuilt credit, and get back into the buying game. So stay with us. Coming up, we've got more from our expert contributors. We've got our Name That Tune, and with the Grammys happening this weekend, we've got some songs that are nominated or winners or have been nominated for Song of the Year at the Grammys. And we have our feel-good story of the week as well. Pitbull saves owners from carbon monoxide poisoning. Stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty is our premier sponsor, Platinum MVP Realty. And as the owner of Platinum and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, we're looking for real estate agents that may want to join our team. For the radio show, we're looking for interns as well, folks that want to come in and learn more about the radio business, the show business, and also looking for sellers. There's a lack of inventory right now. We need inventory here in Tampa Bay. We've got several home buyers that are looking for properties, cannot find adequate inventory right now. So reach out, consumerqb.com, platinummvprealty.com, and our hotline at 813-670-7372, 813-670-7372. And got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. Just listed 5 Mar Bay Lane in Safety Harbor. This is a great buying opportunity for a family or maybe even someone that is a builder developer looking for some infill projects, because what you have is a double lot here. You've got a large lot at 5 Mar Bay Lane in Safety Harbor, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. Now, the upper deck, you've got views of Upper Tampa Bay. You've got actual water views there. No HOA, CDD, and it's at the end of a block, so it's kind of a cul-de-sac setup and a beautiful property here on an oversized lot, 0.54 acres, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. Also, we have Mandalay on Clearwater Beach. This is 1024 Mandalay Avenue, Clearwater Beach. A great opportunity to buy a 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, over 1,800 square foot, split floor plan located in North Clearwater Beach, and it's a great opportunity to be close to the water and enjoy some of our beautiful Tampa Bay weather. And we're giving a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill. We had a great time at doing a live event last week at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza, our official restaurant partner. You will discover an Italian menu, signature drinks, and a cozy atmosphere, bringing you the pleasures of a Tuscan country villa to Tampa. We invite you to make your reservation today and try the Italian menu. Enjoy the best Italian restaurant dining experience. Brio Tuscan Grill, located off of Bay Street, next to the Renaissance Tampa International Plaza, and our official restaurant partner. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and they're going to hook you up with a free water with lemon every time. They're going to take care of you. They'll hook you up. You had that water with lemon over there, right, William? Have you had that?
Yeah.
That's good, ain't it?
Oh, man.
That's some good stuff, man.
Killing me.
You get that San Pellegrino every now and then, too. All right, so coming up in the show, we got our feel-good story. We got Name That Tune. But let's go back to Shawn Yesner, and I want to transition into William Crowley, the Credit Magician, because we got a powerful 1-2 punch here of expert contributors. Attorney Shawn Yesner, YesnerLaw.com. William Crowley's the Credit Magician, helps people coming out of bankruptcies, or folks that are coming out of other types of credit improvement situations, maybe identity theft. We see that identity theft is so prevalent right now in our communities as well. So, Shawn, when you look at these scenarios, there's a lot of reasons why people would want to do a consultation, because number one, they don't know what they don't know, and then number two, you know it, and you can help them through that process.
Well, yeah, and number 3, the consultations are free.
There you go.
So it doesn't really cost them anything to come talk to me. I'll do it over the phone. I'll talk to them in person. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, I spend probably half of the consultation dispelling myths. That's not true. That's not true. Everything on the internet is not true.
Right.
There are some things on the internet that are false. I know. Can you believe it? There's some things on the internet that are actually not true. So
Like what?
yeah. Like go to Facebook and pick any post at random, and it's probably not true.
Yeah.
So I do spend a lot of time dispelling the myths. I spend a lot of time saying, no, that's wrong. That's not how it works. Here's how it works. Things like, the trustee's going to take all my money. The trustee's going to take all my stuff. No, that won't happen. And at least that's what they pay me for, is to make sure it doesn't happen.
Right.
Make sure I structure the case properly so that it doesn't happen. But speaking of transitions, I got a question that was asked to me yesterday, and I said, well, I'm going to be on the show with the Credit Magician tomorrow, so let me see if I can figure that out. So here's a scenario. Had a lady come to me. She's buying a house that is being built, so she got financing through the builder's preferred lender. But she doesn't like the customer service that she's getting from the builder's preferred lender. There's 2 other lenders. And I said, well, go to one of those other 2 lenders and see what kind of deals they have and pit them against each other.
Yep.
She was afraid to go to either of the other two. There's 3 total. She was afraid to go to either of the other two because she said, well, when those other 2 potential home builder lenders pull my credit, that's going to drop my score.
It will. It will. And there's a law that came out around 2006 during the Bush administration, which said that usually a 2-week window, they're going to give you a 2-week window of leniency, where that if that an inquiry wouldn't impact the credit score. But I tell people, even though it's been entertained, be proactive and just work as though it's going to damage you, it's going to lower your score. Okay,
But is it that part of the score like the one of the smallest?
Well, they say
inquiries?
it is, but here's the thing. Inquiries stay on the credit report for 6 months to 2 years, but you can lose up to 30 points, maximum of 30 points on one pull for the credit reporting agency. So you're going to lose, 2 to 10 points per inquiry per pull. So I just tell people, take the worst case scenario, 10 points per inquiry per pull. So they're going to on a mortgage, they're going to run all 3. Okay, so you could lose up to 30 points with just one pull. And sometimes they're doing multiple pulls.
Wow.
So that's 30 times whatever the case is. Of course, I'm going to go after and have a lot of that stuff removed. But, until you see me and have it removed, your score is going to take a drastic hit.
Yeah.
So I would tell them not to do that. Not to. It's called shotgunning. Sending it out to all those inquiries, thinking that the 2-week window is not going to penalize your score.
What I told them to do is take what you got from the first lender, bring it to the second lender, bring it to the third lender, and say, hey, can you beat this? Don't pull my credit.
Exactly.
Can you beat this?
Right.
Yeah.
That's the best way. That's great advice.
And what they're going to say is, well, we use our own reports. We have to import it through the system. So find out, what your lender's saying. By the way, we've got 2 great lenders that we work with here with the Consumer Quarterback Show, Mario Larea and Rebecca Larea with MI Mutual Mortgage. Jason Brooks and his team over at EE Mortgage Management as well are top notch. So what else? Are you seeing still a lot of identity theft where you're helping people, William?
I see it all the time, but I just want to make a note that the credit reporting agency is the biggest perpetrator of identity theft in the first place. Okay, let's get that out in the air, okay? And people should put a promotional block on their credit reports with the credit reporting agency. It's a free service, and it's been there since the credit agency essentially began. The number, I'm going to give the number right now over the air if I can. 888-567-8688. 888-567-8688. Everybody should have a promotional block on their credit report because the credit reporting agencies are where these credit criminals are getting your information from, okay, for the right amount of money. And if your name is on that list, then they're going to sell you information and they're not going to give you any type of notification or whatever.
Right.
And then it's going to end up in some credit criminals' hands. They're going to be doing whatever they want. And then after the smoke clears and your credit is damaged, the credit reporting agency is going to say, well, hey, you on the promotional, you on the list. You didn't do a promotional block, so therefore we can sell you information. So people stop doing that. The biggest perpetrator, once again, the credit reporting agencies. Take the necessary action, put the promotional block on your credit report. Now, another step that people can use to protect their identity is, you have access to free credit reports now. There's Credit Karma, there's Annual Credit Report. There's even Credit Check Total where you do $1 and then you get a 7-day trial. But there's a ton of sites out there that'll give you credit report for free. Take advantage of that. And then review your credit report on a daily basis if you want. You can look at your credit report on a daily basis. And if anything is happening that you think is mysterious, then report it immediately.
What do you think about some of these sites, these protection sites, the Life Locks, these sites? Have you worked with them? Have you seen them work?
Yeah, the Fair Credit Reporting Act was created in 1970, and that's a law that can protect your credit report right there as opposed to using all these other institutions that you have to pay sometimes a tremendous amount of money for. When the credit reporting agency is supposed to be protecting our credit reports anyway, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So going out and purchasing all these services, I'm not just totally against it because some people just are not going to familiarize themselves with the Fair Credit Reporting Act. But if you familiarize yourself with the Fair Credit Reporting Act and take the necessary steps, you won't have to go and buy these, what is it called, a Life Lock and things of that nature. Because the Fair Credit Reporting Act demands that the credit reporting agencies work to protect your identity. Okay, they're supposed to. But They don't. They're private companies, and they're going to do their own thing.
Let's offer your credit package as well. So if you're thinking about this, you're thinking, hey, maybe I do need to improve my credit. I want to find out more information. William's got a great package that's called a credit package. So if all you have to do is pull out your smartphone, text the word credit to our consumer advocate hotline right now. Just text credit to 813-670-7372. Text the word credit to 813-670-7372. And you might want to include your name and email in that text. But we're going to hook you up with the Williams Crowley's credit package. Now, what's going to be in there? It's going to teach you how to opt out of pre-screening. It's going to teach you how to cut off a lot of that junk mail, how to get an actual free credit report, and also how to improve your scores. So free credit, text over to 813-670-7372. For the first 5 listeners, we're going to give away free credit packages, and we already have a couple coming in now. So stay with us here after the message, and we'll be right back after this short break. We got our Name That Tune and our feel-good story of the week. Pit Bull saves owners from carbon monoxide poisoning here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Trisha up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, looking for inventory right now. We'll put your property in Homes and Land magazine and allow you to get maximum opportunities for viewing on your property. We feature our real estate listings live on air on our daily show. We bring on expert contributors. We're adding a tremendous amount of extra value over a lot of the other real estate companies out there. We're actually licensing nationwide right now because we have such a unique advantage. All right, couple of hot properties here, 6601 Crikel Avenue in Riverview. This is a great opportunity out in the Bloomingdale area of East Hillsborough County. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath property, over 3,300 square feet, fenced-in backyard, and you've got a tree house already there and a lot of extra space here at 6601 Crikel Avenue in Riverview. Great buying opportunity. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And vacant land. We've got some vacant land here. This is 11315 Tralee Drive in Riverview. This is a nice vacant lot, and it's $135,000, and it's a good sized lot as well. You can build. The lot dimensions are 144 by 279. We've got lots of other vacant land opportunities as well. So attention builders, developers. We've got lots of opportunities for you. If you're interested, please reach out. ConsumerQB.com. Submit the form, ConsumerQB.com, or 813-670-7372. You can call us on our hotline, 670-REQB. And let's give a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for membership? Look no further at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They offer a 1-hour sweetest massage for $49.95. Always, no contracts. And you come in early during the early birds hours, and you'll receive a $10 off. And for those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa at 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, or call 925-8898, 925-8898 to schedule an appointment. And make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 10% off of your first service over at Signature Massage. All right, back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program here, and we're helping you win. Shawn Yesner, attorney Shawn Yesner in the house, real estate and bankruptcy law, YesnerLaw.com. He's also a podcaster. And William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, in the house. And we're dispelling some of these myths that are misnomers out there around credit. So what else you got, William?
Well, one of the biggest ones is people say, well, how can this information come off my credit report if it does, in fact, belong to you? That's exactly what we want. We want the information that does, in fact, belong to you, because we're going after the credit reporting agencies for violation of due process. If we were going after them because it's not yours, to say that it's not yours when it is, then they'll be defeating the purpose. But if you read the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the verbiage can be somewhat confusing as well. But ultimately, what people need to understand is that the credit reporting agencies are violating due process before they put this information on there. They're not verifying this information with the consumer. They're just receiving the information from the lenders, and they're slamming your credit report. And the assumption on the consumer's behalf is, well, it does belong to me, so they have the right to put it on the credit report. And that's not the case. So we go after everything. Even when Shawn puts the bankruptcy on there, you can have that removed as well. Even though it's a matter of public records or whatever, they have to contact the consumer. Bankruptcies, tax liens, late payments, judgments, inquiries, collections, you name it, the credit reporting agencies have to verify this information. That's how credit repair companies work, even though I like to say credit restoration.
So you're able to, once you have them submit the validation of debt, are you able to say this to them?
Bye, Felicia.
Are you able to say that? That's the key word.
You got me on that one.
You weren't expecting that one. You can definitely say this one.
Come on, man.
But then you send it in, and then you say,
bye, Felicia.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Okay, yeah. And just for people's note, the validation of debt, that goes for the collectors, okay?
Right.
And sometimes in lieu of filing a bankruptcy, a lot of times people file bankruptcy on collection accounts. When I tell people, well, listen, you may want to think twice about that. Not to say that what Shawn is doing is wrong or anything, but issue a validation of debt to these collectors. You can stop them from harassing you for the debt, because when the original creditor charges the debt off, it releases all parties of any obligation to the debt. Mm-hmm. And what the consumer can do 9 times out of 10 is to just issue a validation of debt to a collector, and then stop the collector from attempting to collect on the debt. Then you want to use the Fair Credit Reporting Act to have the item removed. So it's a 2-pronged process.
Yeah.
Okay. And some people can use that and get away with it. For the more stubborn ones, then of course you want to file bankruptcy, because you got some collectors out there that will play hardball. And I'm not going to go into court. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to go into court and represent you. Well, that's where Shawn comes in, and would advise you to either file the bankruptcy or to either fight the collector.
Yeah, because we want to help you with the truth, and when you look at it, we had attorney Christy Arkovic come on. She specializes in student loan debt, and she was talking about some of the items that happen. And when you have these collectors that continually call, and they relentlessly call, and you say, hey, this is my cell phone, stop calling my cell phone, there's something like a $1,500 per call hit. I think it is, Sean. Is it 15?
It's $500 per call unless it's egregious, and then you can go up to $1,500 per call. It's the TCPA, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act.
Yeah. So you see, I'm sure you're talking to a lot of people every week. Are you seeing people that are getting harassed by these creditors as well?
Yeah. And now one thing that since we've implemented this validation of debt procedure, the cease and desist will inform the collector to cease communication.
Right.
I don't want to cease communication. What I want them to do is stop calling the third parties and things of that nature to call you directly. Okay. And then when they call, when they have correspondence with you directly, then you tell them, send it to me in writing, and I'll be more than happy to settle this matter.
Right.
When you get that letter in writing, don't let the collector know you're going to send a validation of debt.
Right.
If that is your intent. Then you issue a validation of debt to the collector.
Okay.
I use a cease and desist to stop communication from third party. They're calling you job, etc. But
Right.
like Sean said, if they're harassing you
Right.
on their phone, get the first thing you want to do is tell them, send it to you in writing. And if they call you anytime thereafter, then you can start the suing or whatever.
Start the suing.
Start the suing.
There you go. There you go. Going to proactive.
Use
going
an
to
ethical
proactive.
attorney.
Yeah, proactive mode. Right.
Proactive.
So that's what we want to do as a consumer advocate based show here. Is we're trying to help you understand more about how you can organize your finances, how you can stay in tune with things happening, current events. And if you just joined us, I'm your host Brandon Rhymes. We have attorney Shawn Yesner, real estate and bankruptcy law, YesnerLaw.com. William Crowley as well in the house. He's the credit magician here, helping you understand more about credit restoration, credit improvement. And let's just get it straight here. We're not saying don't pay your bills, but we're saying, listen, when there's a position where you're being hounded, you're being harassed, and a lot of times it's not even the original debt. It's somebody who's purchased the debt at pennies on the dollar. And a majority of the time, William, that's what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm. It is. And I want to reiterate that we're not encouraging people not to pay their debts. We know that hiccups happen. Okay, I mean that's how the economy works, and things happen and life happens. So when it does happen, then I'm there to bail you out or to teach you how these consumer laws work. Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, even certain aspects of the Uniform Commercial Code, specifically the Negotiable Instruments section. But we're here to help you overcome those discrepancies in your life when you have those pitfalls, downfalls, etc.
Life events, we used to call them. A lot of my background is in the mortgage industry. I worked for Residential Finance Corporation. I worked for H&R Block Mortgage. A lot of my background is on the wholesale side as well. Equifirst, Argent Mortgage, part of the wholesale, wholesale side of AmeriQuest. But when you look at that, it's called a life event. Death, divorce, bankruptcy, job changes. All these different types of events are going to happen. But what we want you to do is understand. Don't despair. Don't deny it. You can get out in front of these things. You can work to get credit back into a position where you're able to actively buy real estate again in a short period of time. So if you go to Shawn Yesner, he does a bankruptcy for you. What's the time period a lot of times that you're seeing to be, the credit be rebounded and to be in a position where you have credit where you can get into a home again?
What's me or Sean?
Either one. Yeah.
What I've always told them, and you can back me up on this. What I've always told them, or tell me I'm wrong, is that the bankruptcy will be on their credit for 7 years, but its impact will only be 2 or 3, depending on what type of loan they want to try to get, what type of credit they want to try to get.
Now, on the bankruptcy, it's 10 years for a Chapter 7.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 7 years. I tell people 7 years for a Chapter 13, but it's actually 10 years because once you do the repayment, which takes approximately 60 months or 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's 12 years for Chapter 13.
So it hangs on there a little longer.
Yeah, but here's the case. Like you said, after 2 years, be a good boy, though. You got to be a good boy in that 2 years. You can't, go late or anything.
Right.
Okay.
But now I can intervene and possibly have that bankruptcy deleted off of the credit report.
Yep.
Or if not, then we could put a statement in there saying why the bankruptcy happened. A lot of people don't know that as well. If you can't have it removed, then put a statement in there.
Right.
What the consumers are only hearing from is the original creditor, and it makes you look like a deadbeat when you don't have any statement in there to say, well, here, yes, I had a repossession, I had a bankruptcy, I had a tax lien, a judgment, whatever, but here's the reason it happened. You can put 100 words or less statement in the credit report saying that. So when a lender sees that, they have to acknowledge it because it's there. But most people don't know. Yeah, it's much better because there are legitimate reasons why people file bankruptcy
Right.
and et cetera.
Right.
But
and that
there's no
letter of
statement in there.
explanation, a lot of times when it's in
Right.
the file, it helps the mortgage lender. Again, we've got 2 great mortgage lenders associated with the show. So, and there's some really aggressive programs coming back, not as aggressive as the non-prime days, the subprime days, but we've got some aggressive loan programs coming back to where you can rebound from a bankruptcy or a reorganization of your debts. So stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Attorney Shawn Yesner in the house, William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician also. And coming up, we got Name That Tune. We have to have a little fun here. And so today's songs with the Grammys upcoming, we've got songs that were either winners or nominated for a Grammy. And we also have our feel-good story of the week. Pitbull saves owners from carbon monoxide poisoning. Stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF, longtime quarterback on our sports teams, quarterbacking our teams to victories and championships. Now we're quarterbacking introductions to our 80-plus show partners, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, credit repair specialists. We've got doctors on the program, all types of experts to help you live a better life and understand more about things happening in Tampa Bay, in your business, in your finances, in your marketing plan. And we want to help you win, so reach out, consumerqb.com. Or reach out to our hotline directly. You can call or text our Consumer Advocate hotline, 813-670-7372, 813-670-7372. And let's go ahead and do a call to action. We talked about the credit plan, and we also have been talking a lot about bankruptcy law here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. If you want to find out a little bit more about bankruptcy or credit improvement, just reach out, text the word credit or bankruptcy to 813-670-7372. Maybe it's for a loved one. Maybe it's for someone that you know that's kind of struggling right now, and you heard this program for a reason. The law of attraction may be working through you. 813-670-7372. Reach out, and we'd love to put you in touch with our expert contributors here. Now, I want to let you know about a hot listing I've got down on Apollo Beach, at 6508 Bimini Court, Apollo Beach. Now, this is a 5,600 plus square foot home $690,000 with direct access to Tampa Bay. Saltwater Canal, minutes to Tampa Bay. So this is a fisherman's paradise. This is a beautiful property. 6508 Bimini Court, Apollo Beach. A great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, let's jump right back into this great content. So attorney Shawn Yesner in the house, real estate law, bankruptcy law. He also has a great podcast, Crushing Debt Podcast. You can find that on iTunes as well. And William Crowley, the Credit Magician as well. So we like to have a little fun with our show. We do a little something different against the mainstream media, and we're going to test their knowledge here in something that really matters.
I'm abstaining.
Name that tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, name
I think you
that
might know
tune.
some of these, William.
LL Cool J.
All right, so with the Grammys coming up, we've got songs that have either won or been nominated for Song of the Year. All right, so
Sean, you can't Google, Sean.
Here we
Put
go.
phone down.
Here we go. Number one, first song.
Oh, that's
No idea.
that's Don't Speak
Run
by
DMC.
No Doubt.
No doubt.
That's Run DMC.
Run
isn't it?
DMC.
You're right, Run DMC had Gwen Stefani in it, right?
That's a good guess, though,
Sean,
William.
you got it?
That's
No,
close.
dude, No Doubt. The drummer for No Doubt is tremendous. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a
All right,
popular
play one
song.
of my favorites now.
They were nominated in 1998. That song was nominated. All right, this one won in 2008. All right, here we go.
John? I like it, though.
Oh, that's Winehouse, right?
Yeah, Amy Winehouse. Yep.
Oh,
It's got a
too
little.
old.
That was kind of cool song, little soulful there. Little.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here's one back in 1984. It was nominated for a Grammy.
Oh, that's Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Oh, baby,
There
I
you
won
go.
one.
You got one. What's the name of the song for extra credit?
Oh, God.
He
There
just
you go.
said
All
it.
night long?
Yeah.
Lionel Richie.
That's
you
right.
said the Commodores. I think it was just Lionel. Yeah, it was the Commodores. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So here's one that won in 1990.
Oh, Celine?
Close.
Not
Similar though.
No,
She's similar.
Bette Midler.
Yes, Bette Midler.
Wind Beneath My Wings.
Wind Beneath My Wings. Yes.
Oh, Sean, how old are you, man?
Yeah. That was 1990,
right?
though.
Yeah.
Old enough.
I did the older ones.
Old enough that my mom watched that movie all the time.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so having a little fun on our Name That Tune segment
3-1.
Now what we like to do is tell you something good here. We're going to tell you something good.
Oh, pit bull.
So we got the pit bull that saves owners from carbon monoxide poisoning. No, it's not the artist pit bull, William. It's not him.
Not the
It's
attorney.
a couple in Lakeview, New York, is crediting their pit bull for saving lives. Typically, she only barks for one reason, and that's if someone's at the door, Renee told CBS. So Thursday night, when Ruby wouldn't start barking, Ando and her husband went down, and they knew something was wrong. They went on for about an hour, and at that point they went down. They knew something was up. They went downstairs, opened the gate, and he was standing there. And the Andos had put a propane heater in their basement, and immediately Ando smelled the propane. Ruby picked something up of the smell, got the owner's attention before the carbon monoxide poisoning could occur. The breed has a bad rap. They're very protective, and they're really amazing dogs if they're trained well and kept active. Now the Andos will forever be grateful to what they call their lifesaver. So cool pit bull right there. Yeah. Saving lives.
The pit bulls are rough dogs, man. I mean,
Aggressive.
Good story there.
Aggressive breed,
They get a lot of bad negative press.
They do. They do. Good protection. And all right, let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
All right, our lightning round is top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Attorney Shawn Yesner.
Yeah, so thank you for plugging the podcast. Thank you for plugging my show. We're in early February. We're going to hit episode 100 of the show.
Nice.
We've also got in early February 8 through 10 is PodFest Multimedia Expo over in Orlando, Florida, and I was asked to keynote over there. So
Cool.
I'll be talking, ironically, on the subject of networking, having nothing to do with the law, but I'll be talking at PodFest in early February over in Orlando. If you're an entrepreneur, if you have a podcast, if you like podcasts, I think it's podfest.us is the website.
Yeah, Crushing Debt can be found on iTunes. Is it on Stitcher too?
It's on iTunes, it's on Stitcher, and you can also find it on the Yesner Law website, just YESNER law.com, and the podcast episodes are right there on the website as well.
And on your podcast, you're talking about all types of different areas of law. You're talking about how it relates to real estate in some cases.
Yep, everything that the law firm does, and then I bring in, so about half the episodes are me talking by myself. The other half I'm interviewing somebody, whether it be I can interview the Credit Magician here on credit issues,
Bring me on, baby.
probate issues, family law issues, personal injury issues, all that. If it's not an area of law that I cover, I'll have someone on to talk about it.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Yeah. That's the great thing about living in 2018 is we have the ability to pull up a YouTube video to teach us anything or a podcast. So ultimately, it's not about your resources out there. It's about how resourceful you can be and how you use those resources. And ultimately, it's your dedication to personal development and how much you want to advance your career, how much you want to advance your life. The sky's the limit, and it's literally at your fingertips if you have access to a phone or a computer, and you go into a library, any public library, you have access to that as well as part of your citizenship here in the great United States of America, one of the greatest places on earth.
Only in Florida.
Yeah,
the sun is shining.
Yes, sir. Tampa Bay. All right, William Crowley, the Credit Magician.
Well, just I always reiterate to people, familiarize yourself with the consumer laws. And you can go to ftc.gov. That's the Federal Trade Commission website. You can order the books for free, or you can just download the information and review it. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, even I guess the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau with CFPB would be on there as well, even though I'm not really in support of that as I am other laws. But the Fair Credit Reporting Act, this all can be found at ftc.gov.
Yeah.
Go read this information. Give me a call or contact me if anything is unclear to you, okay? As a consumer, we have to be familiar with these laws. It can stop you. It can prevent a lot of these devastating events from happening, such as identity theft, and even you having information removed from your credit report that's derogatory.
Yeah.
Legally removed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can go from a bankruptcy to a buying position in a very short period of time, especially if you utilize your resources and work with the professionals that we're lining you up with. And I would like to kind of piggyback off of what Shawn said and talk about the power of networking. The power of networking, there's so many opportunities in Tampa Bay. There's a lot of great groups that you can go and join or just be a guest at for a breakfast, for a lunch. There's evening events. There's a lot of ways that you can engage, and a lot of these events are very welcoming. They open their arms. There's different investment opportunities or investment groups. If you're interested in real estate, you can pull those up and find out. But get out there and network, meet people, and understand more about what their needs. And there's a proper way to network, and there's a way not to network. It's grabbing business cards, stuffing them in your pocket, and shooting a blast spam email out. That's not the way to do it. The best way is to build those relationships. Ask those key questions on how you can, pay it forward. How can be a go-giver? What can I give to that person? How can I help them out? And then ultimately the law of reciprocation is going to be in effect, and they're going to reciprocate back to you at some point. Not that you're doing it for that reason, just that's part of the business, and it's part of good ethics in the way that you want to have a moral code about the way that you operate your business. So on February 15th, we're having our gratitude party, a monthly gratitude party right here at Salem Communications. So if you want to come out, meet some of our expert contributors, network with our group, we're going to have catered food by our catering partner, Juan Conchero and his team over at Catering by the Family, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We might have a magician here. Our friend Corey is going to be a magician on site and have some fun there. So I want to thank our expert contributors, attorney Shawn Yesner, podcaster Shawn Yesner as well, real estate bankruptcy law, YesnerLaw.com, William Crowley, the Credit Magician. Thanks for coming in and educating folks about credit and how they can improve their personal lives, their situation as well. I want to thank all of our listeners and viewers out there. WeBeam TV, daily 10 a.m. on WeBeam TV, 5 o'clock drive time here on 1380 The Biz, the Wall Street Business Network. And we have our weekend show on 102.5 The Bone, Sunday mornings as well. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up some leftover food, clothing you may have, and be a force for good in the community. Hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. Buy lunch for an officer or sheriff's department, deputy or first responder, be a force for good in the community and continue to tune in to our show. Engage with us on social media as well. Brandon Rhymes 1 on Twitter, at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram, Brandon Rhymes PA on Facebook. We also have the Consumer Quarterback Show handles out there as well. Very similar handles. So we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer
All right,
Quarterback.
good job, guys.
Brandon
Great show.
Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.